This is First Coast Math Clinic with Lesson 7, Percent Application Problems from Unit 5, Percents. So the goal in this video is to use proportions to solve percent application problems. In this unit, we went through percent, solving percent problems in a bunch of different ways. In this video, we're going to get into application problems with percents. So just reviewing our proportion, we've got percent over 100 equals our part over our whole. And we're looking for percent, part, and whole to fill in our proportion. And let's look at this problem as our example. What percent grade will you receive if you answer 12 of 17 questions correctly? So our question is, we're looking for what percent grade will you receive? So what percent grade will you receive? So our question is going to be, our answer is going to be a percent. All right, so this is going to be our unknown. If you answer 12 of 17 questions correctly. So we've got of 17, so whole is the of, right? So that 17 is going to be our whole, and part is going to be 12. So we could fill in our proportion. We'll have x over 100 equals our part, 12, over our whole, 17. Now we can cross multiply. X times 17, 17x. 12 times 100, 1200, divide by 17 and 17, and we get 70.6%. If we want to round that to the nearest whole number, we're going to get 71%. Okay, let's get into a couple additional application problems with proportions and percents. So number one, 40% of a class of 450 total students are female. How many students are female? So we've got our percent here at 40, and we've got of 450, and this is our total, right? So we know that's our whole. So our part, that's got to be our unknown. So let's substitute those into our proportion. So our percent 40 out of 100 equals our part x out of 450. Let's simplify the 40 over 100. We can cross out a 0 and a 0. We've got 4 over 10, so we can break that up into 2 times 2 and 2 times 5. All right, the 2 and the 2 are going to divide out to 1 and 1, so we're left with just 2 over 5. So this is 2 over 5 equals x over 450. Right, it's easier to work with 2 over 5 than 40 over 100. So now let's cross multiply. 2 times 450 is 900. X times 5 is 5x. Divide by 5 and divide by 5. And we get x equals 180 students. Students are female. All right, next question. Number two, 12 students or 40% of students in a class are female. How many students in the class, how many total students are in the class? So a little bit of a change in this, in the problem, right? So now we know we've got 40% of students. So that 40 is our percent. And we've got 12 students. So that 12 students is going to be our part. And we know that's our part because if we look at our question, how many total students are in the class? We're looking for a total, and total is going to be the whole value. So that's going to be our x. So when we substitute our values in, all right, we get 40 out of 100 equals our part, 12 over x. We know that 40 over 100 simplifies to same as the previous problem, 2 over 5 equals 12 over x. Cross multiply, we get 2x. 12 times 5 is 60. Divide by 2 and 2. 2's cancel out, and we get x equals 30 total students. So now our answer is total students. We're asking how many total students are in the class. Our answer is going to be 30 total students. Number 3, an election was held for class president. The results are in the table below. What percent of votes did the winning candidate receive? So we've got our candidates A, B, C, and D, our votes. First thing we have to figure out is, well, what's the total here? And we could figure out the total by adding up all the votes, and our total should be 95. And our winning candidate appears to be candidate B, right? Candidate B got the most number of votes, largest number of votes. So our part is going to be that 31. Our whole is going to be our total, 95. And we want to know what percent of votes. So we're looking for the percent. So that percent, that's our x. So we could have x over 100 equals our part 31 over our whole 95. So again, this is our part. This is our whole. So let's cross multiply. X times 95, get 95x. 31 times 100. 3,100. Then we can divide by 95 and 95. And we get x equals, I'm going to round this to the nearest tenth. We're going to get 32.6%. So candidate B got 32.6% of the votes. Let's compare that and say, let's look at the candidate that got the smallest number of votes. So that'd be candidate D, right? So candidate D got 15 votes. So now, this is my part. My whole is still 95. So my part now is 15. My whole is still 95. I'm still looking for the percent. That's still x. So I can set up x over 100 equals my part 15 over 95. Let's cross multiply. So I'll have 95x, 15 times 100, 1,500, divide by 95, divide by 95. The 95s cancel out, and then 1,500 divided by 95, and we get, again, rounding this to the nearest tenth, we get 15.8%. So candidate D got 15.8% of the votes. Candidate B received 32.6% of the votes. Okay, so this was lesson 5.7, solving percent application problems. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I hope these videos are helping you guys. First Coast Math Clinic.